What does the appointment of Robert F. Kennedy Jr. mean for the future of public health in America? Good question. Let's take a look. In a surprising turn of events, President-elect Trump has announced his choice for leading the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and it's none other than Robert F. Kennedy Jr., a prominent figure who had previously dropped out of the Democratic presidential race. This appointment comes as a shock to many, not least because Kennedy, despite his political affiliations, endorsed Trump in his run for presidency. Kennedy's acceptance of the role is not without its promises. He has pledged to uphold the principles of transparency and evidence-based science, a move that is seen as a direct challenge to the status quo. He's not just talking the talk, he's inviting Americans to walk the walk with him. In an unprecedented move, he's calling on the public to suggest policies for the new administration through a website called Policies for the People. With Kennedy at the helm of HHS, the future of public health in America could be on the brink of transformation. So what are Kennedy's goals for his role in the Department of Health and Human Services, one might ask? Well, it appears Kennedy's aspirations are as profound as they are ambitious. He has been vocal in his criticism of the Democratic Party, calling out perceived failures in their approach to public health. His advocacy for improved public health policies is a cornerstone of his new role. Kennedy's focus is broad, but two areas stand out. The first is a complete overhaul of the Food and Drug Administration, or FDA. He has voiced concerns about the agency's current approach to regulation, suggesting that it may not always be in the best interest of the public. Kennedy believes that the FDA should prioritize the health of the American people over any other interest. He plans to implement reforms that ensure transparency, accountability, and evidence-based science in the FDA's decision-making processes. The second key area of focus for Kennedy is tackling the issue of food additives. He's concerned about the potential harm these substances can cause, and he's committed to addressing this issue head-on. This means tighter regulation and clearer labeling so consumers can make informed choices about what they're putting into their bodies. Government transparency is another significant point on Kennedy's agenda. He's pledged to ensure that the operations of the Department of Health and Human Services are transparent and that its decisions are based on sound scientific evidence. He believes that the public has a right to know about the policies and processes that impact their health and lives. To facilitate this, Kennedy has even launched a website called Policies for the People, inviting Americans to suggest policies for the new administration. It's a testament to his commitment to public engagement and transparency. Kennedy's ambitious goals suggest a potentially significant shift in America's approach to public health. As we move forward, it will be interesting to see how these aspirations translate into action and what changes they could bring about in our public health landscape. But what might these changes mean for the average American? It's a question resonating in the minds of many. Let's delve into the potential implications of Kennedy's appointment. Kennedy's focus on transparency in government could transform the way ordinary citizens interact with the federal system. Traditionally, government operations have been shrouded in bureaucracy, making it difficult for the average Joe to grasp the intricacies of policymaking. With Kennedy at the helm of the Department of Health and Human Services, we could see a significant shift toward a more open and accessible government. This could mean more public access to information, greater understanding of health policies, and potentially a more engaged citizenry. Now let's talk about food and drug regulation. Kennedy's commitment to reforming the FDA is likely to have far-reaching effects. If successful, we could see a more rigorous inspection of food additives and drugs, leading to safer products on our shelves. This doesn't just mean potentially healthier food and more effective medication, but also greater peace of mind for consumers. It's a prospect that could literally change lives, especially for those with chronic health conditions. But perhaps one of the most innovative aspects of Kennedy's approach is his invitation for public input on policies through the Policies for the People website. This initiative, if implemented effectively, could establish a direct line of communication between the public and policymakers. It's a bold move that could foster a sense of community ownership over health policies, giving everyday Americans a voice in the decisions that directly affect their lives. While the full impact of Kennedy's leadership at HHS remains to be seen, it's clear that his appointment could usher in a new era of public health policy in America. This is a time of potential change, and as we navigate this new landscape, it's critical to remember that the ultimate goal is a healthier, more informed, and more engaged American public.